and welcome to your Deep Stretch and Relax class. My name is Becca. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be focusing on releasing muscle tension from the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders, lower back and into the glutes. Those are our focuses for today. If you've not done a Deep Stretch and Relax class with me before, welcome. If you have, you always know that you adapt it as you need to. Listen to your body. Because I'm not here with you this week, if you've got any injuries or medical conditions, make any adjustments you need. All you need for this exercise class is a mat. If you do need a jumper or any extra props like a pillow, if you've got a yoga block, you might just want to grab some things to support your neck. Anything like that, anything just to make you nice and comfortable. We are going to get started straight away. So I do have some of my own music on. Feel free to put your own as well if you want to. So as I mentioned, my name is Becca. We have been running these Deep Stretch and Relax classes for about a month now. We've been getting some really good feedback. So this again is just to help release all the tension from your body, especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning or in your lunch break. A lot of us will spend time like this curved over at a desk. So we're opening the chest, extending through the upper body as well, just to get the blood flowing, to get those endorphins and release all the muscle and tension. Okay. Let's get started with a nice standing flow to start with. So we're going to think about planting those feet down into the floor. We're going to think about having a soft bend in the knees, so we're not locking and extending. So a nice soft bend. Planting the feet down into the floor. We're going to start with the shoulders today. Small shoulder circles back. If you've been to my classes a few times, you'll know that I quite like starting with the shoulders. Deep breath in, breathing out. Good. So you can take all of these stretches in your own time. And I just want to say a congratulations for actually even coming on here today. I know it's hard to come to a class, especially when it's an online one. It's not quite the same as the effect you get when you're in person. So well done just for taking this time, just showing up for yourself and allowing yourself to have 30 minutes, that's all we're taking, 30 minutes worth of you time in what can be a very, very stressful life. Okay, we're going to go straight into full arms today. Reaching up, push the palms all the way down. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to do my best to talk you through all of these exercises. So if you did want to close your eyes, you're more than welcome to. Good. We're going to take one more. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. We're going to take that left hand, deep breath in, reaching all the way over towards the side. Thinking about planting that right foot down into the floor. Both legs equal in the weights. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold it there. We're going to bring the opposite hand, holding onto the wrist. Really physically pull that hand all the way further. All the way to the side, just to increase that side stretch down the body. So you can see here I've actually started to lean a little bit away. So for this one, I'm allowing myself to transfer the weight onto that foot. Whereas before we were very much planting, keeping even. Here we're putting, and I am shifting my weight ever so slightly, just to increase that stretch down the side body. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Should feel like one side's a little bit longer, a little bit looser already. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out, slide this hand all the way down. Reaching over and across. So to start with, planting the weight even, so we're not shifting that weight just yet. Reaching that hand. Good, really feel that opening stretch down the side body. Lovely. Good, take a deep breath in. Breathing out, grab hold of that wrist. Extra pull of that wrist. Now we can start to shift that weight, increasing that stretch. If that's too much of a stretch, you might decide to keep it here, but you always have that option to take it one step further. A really lovely side body opener here. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way up nice and slowly. Good, give your arms a little shake. Good, so we've stretched through the sides. We're going to take it into some lateral rotation now. So allow the hands just to be nice and loose. Imagine you've got a little bit of like a ballet skirt on. Twisting towards the back, so we're not trying to twist with the hips. Keep the hips parallel to the front. Squeezing and rotating through the spine. Good, tutu. That was the word I was looking for. Ballet skirt, tutu. Hands are resting on that tutu. See if we can start to take that head all the way to the back of the room. Good, so we're really just focusing for the next 25-30 minutes on how your body feels. Energizing it, getting it moving. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Couple shoulder circles back. Lots of people always ask for neck stretches, so here we go. You all know I like to do my shoulders before the neck. We're just going to take one last stretch before we take it to the neck, so increasing mobility through the chest. You're going to join the hands together behind you. Palms facing up, squeeze the shoulder blades back. See if we can lift those arms a little bit higher at the back. Being careful not to stick the ribs out. So we want to think about keeping that tailbone tucked underneath, keeping that soft bend in the knees, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting up through the chest. For 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Lovely, okay. Now let's take it into that horribly stiff neck. We're going to take it in our 3 stages. We've done this a few times. Take that earlobe all the way down towards that shoulder. So what we're trying to do is keep everything nice and tall. Taking that ear down. So what a lot of people will do is that starts to lean. Doesn't have to feel like a big stretch. We don't have to move much at all. So we're just working into stretching through the trapezius, which is where all of that stress and tension goes. So if you find you've got a lot of stuff going on in your life, you might feel like almost these are inflamed or they're swollen. This is a great stretch to do, just to release. A lot of us hold tension here as well. Okay, part 2, we're going to squeeze that opposite elbow, opposite armpit in towards the waist. Holding it there. This is my little neck series that I absolutely love to do. We're squeezing, we're dropping that shoulder down, we're going to flex that hand, push away just a little bit further. Good, your option, if that's not too intense, you can add that hand, gently pulling the neck all the way down. Just being careful that we're not starting to take it into a side bend. Everything is tall, just feeling that stretch through the trapezius. Flex the hand, push the floor away. And hold. Lovely. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the hands. Slowly bring that neck all the way up. Good, we're going to keep it moving to the other side. So neck stretches can be quite intense. So it's up to you which level you want to go for. Number 1, you just take the ear to the shoulder, keeping that soft bend. We want to be really careful when we do these neck stretches that as soon as we come out of them, we're not yanking the head back to center. Because of their intensity, because of how tight they can get, it's really easy to bring it all the way back up and then feel like a sharp pain or something. So as we release, we keep it nice and slow. push the floor away. So this is a static stretch. A lot of the stretches that we'll do will be flowing, so they'll move in and out of each other. There are very few that I'll do static, but sometimes the static can be really, really beneficial. So static just means standing still and holding. A dynamic stretch is more one that you move in and out of, so it gets the blood flowing just a little bit more. Lift that hand, add that extra bit of weight if we need to. Again, being careful we're not to lean. Everything's straight up, we're just adding that extra bit of pressure. Good, for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release nice and slow. Good, I always like to do a twist once we've done those. So palms facing towards the front, slowly in your own time, we're going to twist that head over towards the side and take it through the centre, over and across. So keeping this nice and slow, really starting to feel and massage those neck muscles. So this one's more of a dynamic one as we keep it moving. If it does feel nice, you can choose just to hold it at one side. Just make sure we're evening ourselves out on both. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One more for the neck. We're going to clasp the hands behind. Show you from the back. Gently place the hands on the back of the neck. We're going to add some pressure as we allow the elbows to drop. Allow the shoulders to drop down. So the feel is through the back of the neck into the shoulders. Good, so you can see I'm kind of starting to round a little bit through my spine. That's just to increase that weight, increase the pull down through the neck. If that doesn't feel nice or it feels too much, feel free just to drop the hands and take the chin to the chest. 3, 2, 1, slowly lifting up, good. Couple shoulder rolls back. If you've been to my classes a few times now, you'll notice that I never do shoulder rolls forwards. So this is because, like I said at the start, a lot of us are already in this hunched over position. So by bringing those shoulders forwards, we're just encouraging that. By lifting and pushing the shoulders back, we're encouraging that chest to stretch open as well. Now I'm going to do one that we don't usually do in class because we don't have walls. If you have a wall, great. If you don't have a wall, grab a little drink, take it into the chest extension and hold it there. But if you do have that wall, see if you can find just a blank space. You're going to stand as close to the wall as possible. Your hand that's closest to the wall is going to come behind you with the palm facing in towards the wall. So your thumb is facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to step as close to that wall as you can. If it's too much in the shoulder, you can drop that hand down a little bit. We're going to think about twisting away from the wall. So we're really focusing on stretching through the pecs. Like I said, if you don't have that wall, keep it in that chest extension and lift those hands all the way up. They do a very similar thing. This wall stretch is just a unilateral one, so it means you're working on one side, then the other. For 4, 3, twisting away from that wall, 2, 1, and release. Good. Have a little shake. If you're in that double arm, have a release. You're going to take it to the other side. So your last one, either double arm chest extension, seeing if this time you can bring the palms of the hands together. So whereas before you were just clasping the hands, see if you can press the palms. You'll find you'll get a little bit more intensity through that stretch. If you have access to the wall, we're taking the other hand. So take it flat onto the wall, palm facing in, thumbs facing up, twisting all the way away, stepping as close to the wall as we can, opening through that shoulder. You're going to hold that stretch there. Your second option, if we're not having that wall, interlock those fingers, bring the palms together and draw all the way down. Just being careful you're not sticking and flaring the ribs out. Keep them tucked underneath. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, just have a little bit of a curve and a stretch, curve and a stretch. We've done a lot of extension through that chest. We're going to start making our way all the way down to the floor. So come towards the edge of your mat. We're going to take it into the back. So find yourself that space. Make sure you've got enough room around you. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in as we take our roll downs. Chin is going to come down to the chest. Breathing out. The head's going to become nice and heavy. Dropping the hands, dropping the shoulders. One of the best exercises for the spine, this. Nice and slowly. Think about releasing one vertebrae at a time. All the way down to the floor. As low as you feel comfortable to go. Whether the hands are touching or they're floating above. Just give the head a nice little shake side to side. You might decide to nod the chin forward and back. We're just making sure here that there's no tension in the neck or the shoulders. Before we take that soft bend in the knees, slowly tucking the tailbone under and rolling all the way back up. Good, we keep that flow, deep breath in. Breathing out, chin comes down to the chest, curving those shoulders, hands nice and heavy, pulling us down to the floor. Releasing the spine one vertebrae at a time. Shaking that neck when we're at the bottom. This time we're going to add a little arm shake. So you're going to drop one shoulder and drop the other. So you think someone's putting your hand just a little bit closer towards the floor. Pulling on the left, center, pulling on the right. So you should again feel that stretch through the upper back and into those shoulders. A few more seconds here. Soft bend down in the knees, tuck that tailbone, slowly stacking the spine all the way back up. Keep the head to the last. Lovely, one more, here we go. Deep breath in. If I'm going too fast for you, feel free to slow it down. Do whatever feels good for your body. The slower you go, the deeper that stretch you'll feel. So this roll down, make it as slow as possible. Really feel each vertebrae through the spine, releasing, folding forwards. Good. This time when we're at the bottom, you're either going to take your left hand to the floor or onto your knee. We're going to lift that right hand all the way up towards the ceiling and take a bend in that left knee. So your option is the hand can come to the knee, or you can take it to the floor. And we're thinking about opening through that shoulder. So rather than thinking about pushing the hand back, think about pushing the shoulder back. Taking that head all the way up to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, and releasing down. We swap straight into the other side, so we're bending in one leg. The opposite hand lifts. Other hand is either flat on the floor or take it onto that knee. Pushing that shoulder all the way back. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, okay, let's walk those hands. We're coming into a downward dog position. So the middle fingers are facing forwards. Those heels are pressing down and you're pressing the bum all the way up towards the ceiling. Good, we're just going to start to gently walk through the feet. So you're going to press one heel down into the floor. We lift it up and we swap sides. So here we're extending through the back of the legs and down into the calves. Lovely. Once more. Both heels press down. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to bring those knees down to the floor. We're going to hold it in this position. We're going to take a cat-cow. This is going to be the last one for the back. So untuck those toes. We're thinking about pressing the stomach in, curving up, press the shoulder blades high. We're going to hold this position. We're going to take a nice little rock forwards and back. So the whole time we're staying with those shoulder blades lifted up. We're just starting to get a little bit of a different movement through the chest. Lovely. So whilst we're here, the shoulder blades are curved, but we're shifting forward and back to get a different sort of sensation and stretch through the lower back. So when you're forwards, shifting the weight into the hands, maintaining that curve, shifting the weight back. One more. Good, and release. Take it into the opposite. Sink the stomach down, arch through the lower back. And again, you're going to shift that weight back. You might feel that tailbone start to open, start to release a little bit. Keeping that sinking through the stomach, shifting the weight forwards. If one shift forward or back doesn't feel like good enough for you, or just doesn't feel right for your body, absolutely fine. Just hold it in whichever position you need. Good, your last shift. And release. Find that neutral. Sit back on those heels, reach those hands as far forward as you can. You might remember last week and the week before actually, in both of those classes, I was coming up behind you, pushing those hips down into the floor, getting you to walk those fingertips forward. That's what we're aiming for. So we want to imagine someone's really pushing those fingertips forward, pushing those hips back so we get that nice elongation through the body. Lovely. Holding it there, take a deep breath in. Checking the time, we've still got time. Okay. And rolling up through the back. Good. Give your shoulders a little bit of wriggle. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake if they're getting sore at all. We're going to come into a wide second position. So you can either take your feet nice and wide, or if it's more comfortable, you can bring them a little bit further forward. It is your choice. If you need to grab a pillow or a block just to prop your bum up on, some people's hips don't like this position too much, so just by elevating your hips and your pelvis, just gives you a little bit more stability and freedom. So we're going to start with a deep breath in. Breathing out, we're going to flex those feet, reach forward towards the toes. Think about bringing that chest low towards the floor. Holding the knees, the shins, the toes, whatever feels comfortable for you. Feeling that stretch through the inner thighs. Good, so we're trying to keep the back nice and straight to start with. We're going to take it into a little bit of a flow. So we're going to bring that left hand all the way over the top, reaching. And we're going to circle it forward. So see if we can push the chest even further. Swapping towards that right hand, towards the right foot. Circling down. So we're getting that inner thigh stretch, that side oblique, that lower back movement as well. So you can take it slower if you want to. If one side feels really tight, we might just decide to hold it in that position. Good. Lovely, this is your last one. Hold it back into that center. Deep breath in. Pushing just once more, breathing out. Bring that chest as low to the floor as we can. 3, 2, 1, slowly rippling up. Good, We're going to take it into a hip stretch today. So this is one that's going to be really good for your hip mobility. So you're going to come onto your back, lying all the way down. You're going to take your feet nice and wide so they're either parallel or a little bit wider. Hands are going to come to the side, palms facing down. We're going to drop the hips over towards the right hand side. Allow the feet to rock. And we're trying to get the knees as close to the floor as possible. Really feeling that stretch through that top hip flexor. So it's your choice here if you want to hold, or we can take it into a more dynamic stretch where we keep it moving and we keep it flowing side to side. So I'll let you choose your speed. Thinking about rolling through the sacrum, so that's the centre part of your lower back, that kind of hard solid bone where everything collates at the bottom. Shifting those knees side to side. Good. If we really want to start feeling that top hip flexor stretch, we can start twisting the head away from the knees. So if your knees are dropping to the left, head is twisting to the right. The knees are dropping to the right, head is twisting to the left. Good, you can close the eyes here if you want to. We've got the last 5 minutes on the floor, on our backs. Bring those knees up to centre and have a rest. Good, let's take it into our glute stretch. We do this one every week, but it's so important to release pressure and tension through that glutes. We're going to take that left foot over and across the top of the right knee. Hug that hamstring into the chest. Option this week to lift the shoulder blades up off the floor and just have a very, very soft and gentle glute stretch side to side. Option 1, you can hold it here. If you do have access to the wall, I'm going to show you what you can do. You can shift your bum as close to the wall as possible, taking those legs nice and wide. Take that left foot again into that figure 4, so the left foot over the top of the right knee. And you're just going to slide that right foot down the wall until you feel enough of that stretch through that glutes. So if you don't have access to the wall, absolutely fine, we're just lying on the backs. If you do, you're going to shuffle your bum nice and close, right foot flat against the wall, and you just feel that glute stretch with a little bit deeper intensity. Again, it's your choice. If it's too intense, walk the foot back up. We're holding it there. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, let's take it to the other side. Right foot over and across the top of the left knee. You choose, if you're on the wall, lower that foot down as far as you feel comfortable to. If you're not on the wall, absolutely fine. Hug the hamstring in towards the chest. And just notice here, does one side feel tighter than the other? Does it feel looser? If you've got a tighter side, it might be worth just once we finish together, going back to that tighter side, holding that stretch just for 20 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Okay, if you are on the wall, slowly make your way back towards your mat. How are we doing? Okay, we're going to take one more stretch. Lying all the way back down. We're just going to take it a little bit into the hamstrings today for our final one. Hug the knee in. One of my favourite stretches to do for the backs of the legs is to straighten. Pull that leg in towards the chest and flex and foot, that flex and point that top foot. Small circles around if you need to. I think we mentioned this last week, that this stretch is great stretching out the glutes, the hamstring, the calf, all the way down the back of the leg, as well as the nerves, and helping your lymphatic drainage system. Don't know if you can hear my ankle. There's a nice big click on this side. So putting that knee all the way in, circling that top foot for 3, 2, 1, bending over and swapping sides. Your last stretch with me. Hug that knee, straighten that leg. Option to lift the shoulder blades up, option to keep them flat. Pointing and flexing that top foot. We did do this a few weeks ago. If you do have a band or something, a towel maybe, you can push it along the instep, pull it down. It will just add a little bit more intensity and pressure. So just like in class when I come around and push that knee, you can do that yourself just by having something around your instep, putting it into the chest. Circling that top foot now if you need to, for 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, okay, we're just going to take a minute, allow everything to sink down into the floor, press the lower back down, whatever position is comfortable for you. If you want to bend your knees, you can. See if you can turn the palms so they're facing up towards the ceiling. Really allow your weight to be nice and heavy and close your eyes. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Deep breath in, and as you breathe in, I want you to imagine your stomach's a balloon, and every time you breathe in, it inflates up. So belly breathing. Every time you breathe out, it sinks back down. Breathing in, so bring down into the diaphragm, into the stomach inflates. Breathing out, it sinks low. One more. Breathing in. Breathing out. And hold it there. Good, I'm going to leave you here now, so if you want to stay on the floor, enjoy that relaxing sensation, you're more than welcome to. If not, I will say goodbye to you now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Feel free just to relax for a few more seconds when I leave, and hopefully we'll see you back in the studio in Byfleet on Wednesday the 26th of June. Bye, have a nice day.